gotta tell you something I could do. I could be running around chasing you.
So welcome to another video. This video is going to be at the end of the year build, and to my surprise, this is a Fractal design case, and I've done many builds and videos of different cases. Now, if you look on the front of this case, you will notice that it's smashed into a million pieces. Now, this is tempered glass on this table here, and there's that much room for it to drop, and if it hit the glass, then technically it wouldn't smash. Now, I undone 2 screws at the top and then the last 2 screws at the bottom, and it just smashed into a million pieces, just like that. So the whole point about this video was to make a last build basically. So I was going to take out all these components and then put it into the Antec DA601 or 501 case. Then I even found out that this motherboard is by GIGABYTE and it's only a 12-volt running on the RGB or addressable RGB, and I really need a 5-volt one. But included in the DEEPCOOL 240 RGB, so it's a castle version. That one has like its own addressable RGB connector, so I can use that through SATA power, and then I'm okay. But I really don't understand why this just smashed into a million pieces. It's not like it even hit the table. It was just I undone the thumb screws, and bang! It just smashed everywhere. So technically I only wanted to clean inside, well, clean the components and then swap it over to another brand new case. And now I've got to clean all of this damn mess up and do the build as well at the same time. So stick around if you want to see me, if you want to see this build actually. So as you can see, I thought we might as well start off with how dusty this actual case is before we actually put a new build in. Not into this case obviously, because I'm not even having this case now. So this is the filter, and how much did the filter do after a year's worth? Not really that much. There wasn't that much dust in there, just at the inside rather than the outside, but it done its job a little bit. So stick that to the side, got a bit of dust on the top of the build up. Then we have a look to the back of the fan of the case, which is there. Look at that. That is some build up right there, but it's still running okay. This is a year's use. Look at the GTX 1050 Ti. That's for the dust. That needs to be cleaned. We're going to be using that. The motherboard, the RAM by Crucial, and the power supply. I don't know what power supply. It looks like a Be Quiet one in there. It's got a lot of dust build up right there. So normally the other cases that have got a little bit of a gap to breathe, you can see it will be clustered with, or clumps of dust in there. And this is just filling up the holes. And then we've got like a PCI bracket missing. And then obviously dust will be falling through the back there. And there's a load of dust in there and the RGB strip. And then obviously an exposed CPU because I need some screws. Anyway, let's turn this case to the front. Look at that. That is full of dust there, build up. Then we just got to take the front off. Obviously, the USB 3's power button, headphone jack, microphone jack, reset button ain't too bad. Normally, it's got full of dust, gets a bit loose, a bit worn. Then we've got this filter, so it shows that the power, oh my God, shows the power supply was doing okay with dust build up, and then the rest of the case it's been fine. This is where the mechanical hard drives or SSDs would be, so that part over that case would be all right. So this is a year's use. This is a year's use of like build up on this actual case. On the inside, well, this would be the outside, so underneath, this is not put on carpet, this is on wooden flooring. That's the dust build up and nothing there. So underneath the power supply seems to be doing its job. This is at the front of the case as well, just underneath the pull of the front of the case, which I'm going to pull now, full of dust. Oh my God! Oh, the dust that's coming off of there. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that! Oh my God! Okay, so I've got the cables all connected, so it's hard to even show you. There you go. So look at the dust build up on there. Wow, so this is like foam. You can see I could just scrape off of there and it's just dust everywhere. Right, so these have got two 140mm fans there at the bottom. less build up, but as I told you earlier, there was a build up when you pulled the actual front of the case. It was built up right there, and that uses like a little intake of cool air. And then look at all of this dust here. And then you can see there's no fan there, and it's perfectly fine because that's where the gap was for the hard drives, SSD. It was fine. So the 140s, they're okay, and we're going to just take off the radiator off the front there to see how that looks, and also the other side panel. So now this is the Be Quiet 280 rad, and you can see the dust build up right around the sides. It is so thick. It could still be cleaned though, pretty easily. And then yeah, it's ready to be used again with some fresh thermal compound on the water block, and we're ready to go. It's still quite a decent one. It's quite quiet as well. It's Be Quiet. And look, I've got freaking glass in there as well. It just shows like how messed up this video is. Like just literally just wanting to change it over, and this is what happens. But anyway, on the front you can see like, oh, let's just get the fans out. I'll put this to the side somewhere. See there, and it's hard to get the fans out, but yeah, there's quite a big build up of dust there, as you can see. There's just caked in it. These are normally this colour, and it's that colour. But can it be easy cleaned? The bearings still sound good, so that's quite good. Now to just get the rest out. What do you reckon the side panel is going to look like? Okay, not too bad. A little bit of dust, hardly anything on that. But this, not too bad. A bit of dust build up around here in the bottom. If I need to get the power supply out. Once I get the power supply out, we can have a little bit more of a closer look. So let's get these thumb screws up the way, and we can have a look. And that's what you call tempered glass. This didn't break, so I don't know why the other glass broke. Well, I'm glad it didn't break anyway. Didn't crack or nothing, so that's a good thing. A little bit tight in there. But as you can see, there's definitely dust buildup in there. That's really weird because where the filter was, it was here, and it was all nice and clear and clean, where the power supply built up with dust, and it looks just exactly the same there enough. Anyway, let's get on with the actual clearing and cleaning, and then get this into a computer, a new case, to be honest with you. I'm tired of seeing this now. So as you can see, we've got the GIGABYTE motherboard. If anyone's interested and wants to purchase this, this is a GAAB350 Gaming 3. Links in the description down below if you want to purchase it. It also runs on Gen 3 ×4, so it can run on big M.2s or little M.2s. It's up to you. It's got one slot there, and it's got 2 PCI 16 times bus speed. Well, I think this is 2. No, it's not actually. It's just 1. So, meaning that this is just an armor plated PCI slot bracket, and the other one's 16 times bus. So it's 16 times and 8 times. So only technically one graphics card goes in there, and you get full speed. Not in that one or that one. Right now I'm going to put in the Ryzen 1600X chip. Now this is the first gen, and it just goes in like that. And then I just put down the arm and it's locked in. Now I just got to get this board. Oh, actually, before I go any further, I need to put the RAM in. So this is DDR4. As you can see, it's coming up really nice and clean. I don't even know what RAM this is. Can we focus on that? That's too close. What RAM is that? Well, you can see what RAM that is. Anyway, I'm gonna just plonk it in there and get it ready. So I need to obviously put it in the red slots, match it up. This is weird because I'm actually putting this on the glass table and it should be like on a box, but it's okay. I've been doing this for so many years. It'll just be my luck after that glass broke as well. There we go. So we've got some decent RAM in there. This is all ready for gaming. Got my 8-pin EPS connector there as well. And we've got like a little trace of light that goes down the side down there as well. Anyway, let's just get building. Last thing before we actually put this into the case. This case is the DA601 by Antec. Links in the description down below if you want to purchase this. I'm going to undo the thumb screw. So this is kind of what I did anyway. I've actually done the top ones first. Alright, just simple things I've done. As you can see, this gap is about that far away from the glass table. And I just undone the screws and it just exploded for no reason whatsoever. Now, see, there you go. Anyway, look, see? So I've got the glass, it's safe, move it out of the way. Now, inside this case, we've got a normal 120mm fan, and this is quite silent. And then we've got an RGB or addressable RGB one right there at the front there. Got a little intake for the front, it looks quite aggressive, got the filter and everything like that. Do you know what? Can this case fit a 2360 right in there? It can definitely fit it at the top there. Let me, hold on 1 second. So to my surprise, this case can fit a 360 at the top and a 360 inside. Now I don't know if you can do it at the same time, but to be honest with you, if I was building a computer with 360 in there, I reckon I probably could actually do 360 in the front and 360 at the top at the same time. That's pretty sick because I never even noticed that before. But anyway, on with the build. So like this has been another night now. Basically I didn't have this bracket. I had to go to the studio and get the bracket. This is the sort of problem that you're gonna always run into when you're transferring new components over to a new case and you wanna use a different AIO cooler. This is what happens. So this obviously comes with an AMD AM4 motherboard, and yeah, I'm glad I found it. So let's get on with the build now. So I've got 4 holes, and I've just got to put these down. It's got to be the thicker end, because that fits the thread properly. And this one's thick as well. The thing I don't like about DEEPCOOL's Castle 240 RGB is the orientation. There's no markers like what you get on a socket of an AMD or an Intel board. And it would just be nice to have like a little indication of which orientation to have this, so you can have the DEEPCOOL logo in the right way. The thing is that you have to turn it on to be able to see which way the DEEPCOOL logo will look. Now, this is obviously an AMD A4, so it's going to probably be a different orientation, but slightly off. But I really don't want it to be upside down, but it's going to be the problem. As long as it does what it needs to do on the tin, which is cool, I'll be cool with that as well. So all I need to do is obviously take this off and then put on the AM4 brackets. Right, so I'm just getting the orientation of which way the fans are going to go. So this goes into the back to make cable management look nice. I always mess this up normally, but not today. Now I just need to get these screws, put them all in. Right. Now let's get some thermal compound on the Ryzen 1600X, which is right here. And we're gonna put a little blip in there, just a little blip. That's not too much. And then we're going to obviously screw this motherboard into this case. So now I've got to get everything out of the way and ready to go. So for quick tip, if you've got the Be Quiet Dark Power Pro 11, you're gonna literally have to move the actual drive tray, which will hold your 3.5-inch drives, and it looks like I can only just take it out basically. Probably could do some fiddling around, but as you can see, I would have the room just about to get the cables in, but as soon as I go in, I am stuck with the cables, and I'm not going to even try to attempt to take the cables out and do it that way, because that's not the right way of doing things. So I'm going to just turn this case underneath and then undo the screws and then take that bay out, because I'm using an SSD. So these are the 4 screws I need to release, and then I think I've got another 2 or 4 on the top as well inside the straw. So I just got to undo these 4 screws, and then I should be able to get this tray out. Now just to remove the tray. Oh, look at that, it just falls apart, that does. There we go, one tray, another tray, another side tray. And now we've got all of that room in here to put the biggest power supply in the world if you really want to. It has got a filter here as well, so, and obviously some shock absorbers to absorb the sound and noise from the power supply. But then again, even if you do take out your drive bay, you obviously have to put it back in. That's 8 screws, a bit of a pain in the butt. But once if you've got an old school power supply like this, you just put it in, and then you've got like about 1.5 centimeters of room, and then you should be able to get it in there. But yeah, it's a bit of a mission. Who likes cable management? Not me. And I tell you what, this is really good. Just like literally just grabbing all the computer components and sticking them in the case. I'm gonna get my son to obviously change this all over and stuff. He can do his own cable management because this is his own computer. I just had to transfer it all over, and I really don't like cable management. I can't be bothered. But when I will be bothered is when I've got all the brand spanking new components and everything works the way that it's meant to. So we've got an SSD. He's going to need to take this tray out. I literally just got the screw, screwed it in there, used a screwdriver, and then I screwed it into the side a little bit. But he's got to flatten that down. He's going to actually take this tray out. I don't really like the tray because it's got like 4 screws. What about like 2 screws? 4 screws for the case to hold an SSD, and it's really light. Not great. Tray is nice and tight. As you can see earlier, it wasn't that tight. But it's got a nice little cutout hole. That's good. We've got a PCB board for all your RGB goodness, and we've also got a fan hub as well. We've got 4 fan hubs, and then we've got a cable that connects to the top, and that will control your RGB. But technically it won't, because I'm not using that. I'm using this here, which is my fan controller as well for the other fans for the AIO, and this controller here. This controller here is where I got the RGB from the 5 volt on this board, and this is what I'm going to be using to change the colors of the radiator fans, because the other fans, or yeah, the other Antec fans, if I spin this around, no one wants to see that more on that cable mess, do they? If I spin this around, you can see it's not too bad. It's I don't like the holes that are missing. Like there's 4 holes missing from there. Obviously that's where the hard drive unit was. But the cable mess is not too bad. It does look pretty okay. It's nice. This is a DC fan rather than a PWM, whereas this is a PWM, I think, or a DC. And you've got all this space, just wasted space. But other than that, it looks okay. Now I'm going to turn it on for you. So now's the moment of truth. Let's turn this thing on, see if it works. Because technically, I'm going to tell you a little story first, real quick. So I did clean this, but I did use a vacuum cleaner to clean some of the parts and that. So you can create static electricity, which is a rookie mistake, and I already know this from 20 years ago. But if you ground yourself, you can kind of get the electricity. But away from the motherboard and stuff, but technically I've also put a motherboard in a dry machine to see if it created static electricity, and it still works to this day. So I don't know about all this static electricity. I know I've seen things that I've done just with a normal brand new motherboard, put it together, and it's actually shorted out. But anyway, here we go. Yeah! Right, the DEEPCOOL logo is this way around. There's not any way we're going to be able to get around that. Because it only goes in one way, you have to spin it all the way around because it's AMD A4, so it's not like square like an Intel one. So you're gonna have more of a problem. Got a GTX 1050 Ti in there. Can't remember what the memory is, but we'll see when I go to video edit it. Obviously GIGABYTE motherboard. This is on the 12 volt connection rather than 5 volts. And then obviously the 240 RGB castle by DEEPCOOL, or actual castle 240 RGB. And that's there, and that's connected to a separate RGB connector, DC fan. 850 watt Start Power Pro, old school power supply. Didn't really need 850, but it's on there. Anyway, this is what the computer looks like. And the glass is still in one contact anyway, so that's good. People are gonna probably ask me, why did I put this at the top rather than put it at the front? Get more cooler air from the front. Well, technically, once I've got all the heat and all the MOSFETs and stuff, kind of keeps it cool, and it just goes straight through the radiator system and out for the top, and it's filtered well. At the front now, I'm going to be sucking in more dust and stuff, and then it's going to accumulate a little bit more. Don't know which one will do more dust. This is what I think. I think the front way would cause more dust. There's a lot of wasted space in this case, to be honest with you. But anyway, let's have a look at the front. Now, this is what the front looks like. I thought these were silver strips on there. I didn't really realise these were RGB. And I've got my filter for a nice little intake. I've got a 120mm fan on the front there, which comes with a case. And then just got this lovely RGB aesthetics on the front there, so pretty cool. Press the button, I can change the colours of this, so there's no problem whatsoever. And I can also do that with inside the case, which comes with the Castle 240 RGB. You get a little module and you can press the lighting and change it around. But if you've got a different motherboard and it's able to connect to the 5 volt connection, then you'll be able to change everything and sync it all up together. It'll look pretty cool. This looks pretty cool inside also. So you've got the RGB fan doing its thing inside there with the blue and the orange. Orange and turquoise. Pink and turquoise. Oh, that was white then. And we just got pure red going around there. Got a few different colours. Ooh, what's this, rainbows? No, just that. Does it not do anything? Oh, there we go, I missed it. Oh, it does a bit too much. But anyway, hope you like this video. This is the end of the year build. It was nothing major, but if you're swapping out your computer components, then this is the way that you can do it. There's several ways, but the only thing is just make sure that you've got a thermal compound. So if you haven't got it, then you're ready to build in straight away, and just make sure you've got all the screws and stuff. This computer build, it's actually taken me like 3 days going backwards and forwards because I kept forgetting stuff, and obviously smashing stuff as well. So yeah, I'm not really too happy about that, but that's the way things go. And there's the glass is still there, so that's cool. I'm gonna place this on. Anyway, hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you all in the new year for more videos by me. Mwah! It's Roger D, and Roger and out.